Munchie, 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 baby! I am positively perplexed. I'm absolutely flabbergasted by the fact that there are not more commentary videos about this movie, because it is everything I have ever wanted to talk about. Before we get into it, I want to say a really quick thank you to you guys for all the support that you gave me on the Walmart video. I expected that video to underperform, and so the fact that it's my first video ever to get over 30,000 views is like mind-boggling. And I like videos like that where I'm like trying something or challenging myself to do something, but I don't care about any of that today, because today I have found Munchie, a movie that, put simply, is a combination of so many bad decisions that it needs to be talked about. The movie starts off with a mysterious box being thrown into a clearly labeled bottomless pit. The thrower is this guy who is driving the box away from the police who are chasing him. And you might think this guy is pretty important and he might come back later in some way, and you would be wrong. This is the only scene he's in. He's not in the rest of the movie. We get this long credit sequence that I will admit has one of the coolest transition effects ever. Get it? It's bite marks because his name is Munchie. That transition is so like dumb and literal, but I really like it. I can't really explain why. It just strikes a chord with me. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it right here.
Now who can tell us how we add 2/3 and 3/4? Yes, Andrea.
We're introduced to our main character, Gage. Now, Gage has a huge crush on Andrea, and you know that because he will not stop staring at her.
I've multiplied 3/4 by 4, equaling 8.
Okay, she looked back. Maybe she has a crush on him back. That's nice. Okay, Gage, stop staring. You're coming on a little strong, maybe? Gage, that's enough, dude, okay? Stop. You're gonna creep her out. You're gonna get in trouble for not paying attention.
Gage, could you stay after class for a moment, please?
What did I say, Gage? So Gage's teacher winds up giving him a little bit of a talking to, and we learn that he's not a very good student.
This is the 3rd time you haven't turned in a homework assignment.
I know.
He transferred to this school and he's not passing all of his classes. So things are obviously kind of stacked against Gage here, and it sucks because if only he had some sort of wacky, magical companion that could help him do his homework and get his grades up. Oh well.
Who said you could sit here, Dobson?
So at lunch, Gage tries to sit with Andrea, but she's sitting at the popular table, and the popular boy, who I don't know the name of, but we'll call 1980s Glenn Powell, does not like that.
Leon, show this gentleman where he may eat his lunch.
So these popular bully kids throw Gage's lunch at the principal, and I know you might be thinking, surely this adult knows that the bully threw that lunch at him. He saw it happen. He was fully in the room, looking in the direction the lunch came from, and saw it come towards him.
Whose tray is this?
I believe it belongs to Gage Dobson here, sir. But
Dobson. Come here.
And he just believes them. 1980s Glenn Powell frames Gage, and the principal just believes him. It just really seems like Gage can't catch a break. If only he had some sort of wacky magical companion to help him stand up to his bullies. That would be awesome.
I see I shall have to make an example of you. 20 extra hours of study hall.
So as far as punishment goes, that actually solves Gage's problem. If he has 20 extra hours of study hall, as much as that sucks, like, he's gonna do his homework and get his grades up. But hey, if I know one thing, it's that homework sucks. I'm 25. But Gage is still pretty torn up about it, and I understand that, so he walks home sad.
Professor Cookshake, where are you?
I'm here, Gage.
What happened?
This is a lesson in spontaneous combustion.
Call me crazy, but I think if you're making a movie where you already have a magical E.T.-esque character, it's a little hard for me to believe that that is true, and also the main character is best friends with his neighbor who is a nuclear physicist.
You think the neighborhood would object to a new nuclear reactor here?
That'd be like if in Back to the Future, Doc Brown had a, like, wacky animal sidekick. If he was like, Marty, we have to stop your parents from getting married or whatever, and also this dog can talk! Like, that's fine, it's a kid's movie, but it also kind of takes you out of it a little bit. But then again, I am just operating on the assumption that Munchie will show up. We haven't seen him yet, and we're like 20 minutes into the movie. And that sucks too, because we get introduced to Gage's biggest problem, which is his no-good stepdad.
I know you feel like I'm taking your mother away from you. And your father.
Don't talk about my father.
Come on, Gage, you gotta face the facts. He just doesn't want you.
Putting in a prediction right now, Munchie is Gage's father. And if I'm right, you all owe me $1,000, and if I'm wrong, then don't worry about it, So Gage's stepdad wants to propose to Gage's mom, Kathy.
And Kathy and I, well, we're gonna be married.
But the problem with that is that Gage hates this guy. And he doesn't think that Kathy would say yes if her son hates him. So he makes it very clear that he just needs Gage to like him.
Hey, buddy, but what's more important is how you feel about me.
You're a creep.
And I don't think it's gonna work, if I'm being honest. Especially because for a guy who wants Gage to like him, this stepdad, Elliot, is acting evil. Like, what is that look? That's not a look that you give someone you want to be a father figure to. That's a look you give your enemy. His home life is so bad that Gage is fantasizing about his funeral.
If you can hear me, please forgive us, son.
It's just really upsetting to see, honestly. And it makes me wish that, like, for once, Gage could have a wacky, magical companion that could kick his stepdad's ass. We might be in luck because Gage has stumbled upon his neighborhood's customary abandoned mine shaft. Like every idyllic American suburb, Gage's cul-de-sac has a evil professor, his house, and then a mine shaft. And in this mine shaft, Gage finds a box from earlier in the movie.
I wish I was dead.
To be or not to be? To live in a box?
Who said that?
Listen, pal, you couldn't even pronounce my name, but I'll tell you what, you can call me Munchie.
You couldn't even pronounce my name kind of makes it sound like he's like a Lovecraftian horror. Tell you what, you can call me Munchie, but my real name is...
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey.
Yeah, all right, it's Munchie time. And I'm not scared of him, by the way. I'm not scared of Munchie. He looks normal to me, not scared. Gage is scared of Munchie. He actually runs away from him because he's so scared. I wouldn't do that, though, because I'm very brave. He runs all the way home, goes up to his room, and there he finds Munchie.
Whoa, I'm fast on my feet. I followed you home, pal. Real simple.
So Munchie followed Gage home, snuck into his room, and got into his bed dressed like a 1950s greaser. Originally, I was gonna make a joke about how weird it is that he's in a little outfit like that. Because, you know, like, this is an E.T. ripoff. And in E.T., like, didn't wear a little outfit. But I'm gonna not say that, because I think it's actually good that Munchie is wearing clothes. I think he's a little too close to being a guy to not be wearing clothes. Like, E.T. is an alien, and Munchie is some, like, dog human hybrid. I don't want him to be naked in this movie. And it's not because I'm scared of him. I think it's something else.
Hey, you've been so nice to me, I owe you one. What do you want? Ask for it. Anything.
Munchie tells this 11-year-old boy he can have anything he wants. He'll grant any wish for him, which is not something you should ever tell an 11-year-old boy.
I'd rather have a hot pepperoni pizza than those leftovers.
Hot pepperoni pizza. You know something, kid? We could be friends.
Thankfully, he just asked for a pizza, and Munchie snaps his fingers, and a pizza all the way across town flies out of the restaurant and comes right to them. And now they both get to enjoy a delicious pepperoni pizza. Sorry, actually, no. Gage gets to enjoy a delicious pepperoni pizza, and Munchie pretends to eat it while he watches Gage eat. Now, I get that in the production of this movie, it was probably hard for them to get the puppet to bite into the pizza. So it was easier to just, like, kind of pantomime it and let people think he bit the pizza. But in the world of the film, why is Munchie not eating the pizza? What did he do to the pizza? Did he poison this 11-year-old boy? Luckily, Gage survives the pizza, and the next day at school has a new ally to fight off his bully. Except Munchie actually does not help him fight off his bullies at all.
I like to break things.
He usually starts with the legs. I trust I've made myself clear.
Like, Munchie, get in there! What are you doing? He waits till after Gage is done being bullied to talk to him through the wall.
I take it that those are the guys that you're having trouble with?
Maybe Munchie isn't some sort of like cosmic horror. Maybe he's just a coward.
I gotta take care of your math grades. Bye.
But
Okay, well that's at least something. So Munchie sneaks into the principal's office to try and change the grades in the computer. But guys, this is Munchie we're talking about, okay? You know he can't resist a little bit of mischief. While he's in the principal's office, he hears the secretary and the principal having an affair and decides to broadcast that to the entire school via the PA.
But I don't care about anyone or anything except you.
gotta be Munchie.
Gotta be Munchie. That guy I met last night who followed me home and snuck into my room, it's gotta be him. He's such a prankster. Right? And look, I gotta hand it to Munchie. That's a great prank. It's also illegal, I think. Call me crazy. I feel like broadcasting two adults having an affair to a school full of children is illegal. I don't want to be dramatic. I just feel like Munchie should maybe be in jail if that's his idea of a joke. Munchie shows up again to beat up Gage's bully in the locker room, and then he also shows up during a talent show that Gage's stage manager.
Greetings and salutations, my lord.
Now, Munchie shows up seemingly at random, and whenever he does, he makes things a little bit worse for Gage by making his bully madder at him, his principal mad at him, and that makes me feel like Munchie isn't helping Gage. He's haunting him. Maybe Munchie isn't a wacky magical companion. Maybe he's a wacky magical curse that's hell-bent on turning everyone in Gage's life against him. Like Munchie pulls this prank on the bully in the talent show.
So I may touch her cheek.
And the principal just assumes it was Gage.
Well, yesterday was bad. Today was a real red-letter day for you, Dobson.
Because obviously it'd be kind of crazy for Gage to try to blame a mythical being that he found in a box in the mine shaft next to his house. At least one of those things doesn't sound real. If he had found a regular being in the mine shaft next to his house, of course the principal would believe him, but the magic is a bridge too far.
Thanks to you, I'm gonna get expelled from school.
But I haven't helped you with your mother's creepy boyfriend.
Well, you can help me by leaving me alone.
Gage tries to stop the torment before it goes too far, and he tells Munchie to leave.
Why don't you go back to your box and find yourself a new friend?
Hey, where'd everybody go?
It's like when you put a bird in the dark and they fall asleep because they think it's nighttime. The same thing happens to Munchie.
Hey, where'd everybody go?
So Gage puts Munchie in the box and he takes him to the professor, who reacts like this.
I know you're not gonna believe this, but there was this little creature in there.
Don't move. You stay right there. Don't move. Don't breathe.
So the professor knows what Munchie is, or at least recognizes the box.
Did it look like this?
That's him. Is he that old?
He's older than that. Do you know what you found?
What did I say? What did I say earlier in the video? Munchie is an ancient evil.
I told him to get lost, but I have a feeling I haven't seen the last of him.
Yeah, that's not something you say about a good guy, right?
I have a feeling I haven't seen the last of him.
That's something you say about like an evil spirit. Speaking of evil things haunting Gage's life, his stepdad comes to the house to propose to his mom. And Munchie shows up to ruin the ambiance by playing the American Dad theme on the radio.
Whiff a tweeter, whiff a tweeter.
Listening back, I'm realizing that that's just the start to like another patriotic song, but that sounds like the beginning of the American Dad.
Good morning, USA.
And Munchie sticks around to cause havoc and make sure this romantic dinner that Elliot had planned does not come to pass.
Well, there must be something wrong with your tuner. Just turn it off.
Not the only thing that's gonna get turned off tonight.
So can they hear him? The dinner table is like here, and the thing he's hiding behind is here. He's like 3 feet away from them, just like quipping really loudly the entire time. Do they not hear that?
Thanks for coming to dinner. Yeah, of course. I'm glad we got to finally do this. It's been so long. Hey, coming. You said coming. Okay, this is the only place you'll be coming tonight. Dinner, I mean. As in dinner. Coming to dinner.
But Munchie hits Elliot with some classic pranks. He pulls the chair out from under him.
Get off my feet.
He makes him spill on himself. He lights him on fire at one point.
Happy birthday.
Basically, he psychologically tortures Elliot into freaking out, and so he and Gage's mom go out and have a Munchie-free dinner at a restaurant instead. So Munchie and Gage have the house to themselves, and you know what that means. It's time for a freaking rager, baby!
I know what you need. A party. You're down in the dumps, right? A party.
Because Munchie's not gonna let a perfect party opportunity slip through his fingers. He's gonna call every adult in town and then one of Gage's classmates and throw the party of the century, baby.
Ow! Hey, welcome to the party. All right, what's your pleasure?
Like, look at this party. There are no kids there. It's Gage and the girl he has a crush on, and that's it. And I think that the people who wrote this movie got the sense that this was a weird choice because they wrote in that Andrea's dad came with her.
Hi, Gage. This is my father. Hello, Mr. Kurtz.
Oh, hi, Gage.
Almost to be like, no, this is not a dangerous situation. There is an adult present. I mean, I guess actually, there are a lot of adults present. There's too many adults present. Munchie also calls Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, hello, Hugh. This is Jack. Wanna have a little party. You think you could airlift some girls in for me?
So in case you were wondering, Munchie was never interested in making this party kid-friendly. I think he's just trying to get laid. And as if that weren't bad enough, he invites the principal, who is surely gonna walk into this party and see that there are kids there while everyone else is drinking with Playboy models, and he's definitely gonna shut it down.
Gage Dobson, what are you doing here?
See, here it comes. He sees that this is Gage's house, and he's gonna be like, no, oh my god, there's a student here? Oh my god, no.
What are you doing here?
I live here.
You folks sure know how to throw a great party. You folks sure know how to throw a great party.
1990, I guess, was just a different time. I love this school administrator's response to seeing a middle schooler throwing a rager is like, oh, sick. Hello, 11-year-old boy. Thank you for the beer. I just met your strange dog at the keg. It's weird that he talks and wears clothing. It's crazy that this movie is like trying to rip off E.T., but also being like, what if E.T. liked to party? What if E.T. railed a couple lines every now and then? When Gage's mom and stepdad get home, they break up the party because, oh my god, thank god someone finally did. It's a miracle that Andrea and Gage survived the few hours this party went. So you can hear and see Munchie, which means that the whole time that dinner was going wrong, you heard the quips from across the room. Elliot tries to capture Munchie in a garbage bag, which we saw this guy teleport earlier in the movie, so I'm sure he's just gonna pop out of the garbage bag and everything will be fine.
I'd listen to him if I was you, Doc. Be quiet.
He doesn't do that. He doesn't actually do that at all. No, the garbage bag is an impervious prison to this ancient spirit, okay? I do want to say, though, I think Elliot's response to bag Munchie is the first sane reaction to seeing him any character has had in this movie. To quote that tweet about E.T., me and my friends would have killed that thing with hammer. But Gage wrestles the bag away from his evil stepdad, and he gets into a car with the professor and takes off with Munchie.
Your flight leaves first thing in the morning, doesn't it?
The reservations have already been made.
So coincidentally, in the morning, the professor is going to go on a research trip.
Where you headed?
The lost city of Arman Khan. It's a civilization that perished about 3,000 years ago.
Oh, yeah, I remember. We had some party that night.
So Munchie has witnessed the fall of civilizations. That's good to know. That's good lore to have. Happy to have that. But look, okay, I can't think about that right now because there's a car chase. Elliot is trying to catch Munchie because I guess he wants to kill him? I don't know. I totally forgot to mention it, but the proposal went bad.
Elliot, you and I are such good friends. Why don't we just keep it like that for a while?
And 30-something divorcees with children are a glut on today's market.
I think that you said just about enough.
So I think Elliot is at a low point and just wants to take it out on Munchie.
There you are, you. Give me the wheel, Professor.
What are you talking about? You have to have a license.
Who needs a license? I invented the automobile.
He invented the automobile. He invented the automobile. He invented the automobile, yeah. Yeah, I guess why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he have invented the automobile, actually? Now that I think about it, he invented the automobile, he's ended civilizations. I'm silly for thinking they would need to explain that.
Oh, why didn't they build an airplane that we could fly away?
Fly away? Why didn't you say so?
Doing it. They're doing the E.T. moment. Like at the end of E.T. where there's that famous scene where love lets them fly into the air in a rickety car with a professor they aren't related to.
You gotta stop them.
So Gage's stepdad gets arrested because he crashes his car into a donut shop, and you know there's a cop in there. And I'll be honest, I think this is the one time that Munchie actually helped Gage. Granted, he did that by endangering the lives of everybody on the road and anybody in that donut shop, but a win's a win.
Look, there he is. That's him.
But yeah, so now the family can take Munchie to the airport and let him go sow his wild oats with the professor in this lost civilization they're gonna study.
You know, Munchie, I'm really gonna miss you.
Don't worry. You haven't seen the last of me.
They're just gonna get on the plane normally, and they're not gonna do anything crazy.
We've got to get on board. I'm the captain. This is my crew. We were held up in a stalled elevator.
If you're the crew, then who's at the controls of that plane?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Munchie Airlines. Unbuckle your seatbelts and get ready for the ride of your life.
Now look, this was made in 1990. They did not know that imagery was gonna look the way it does. But still, oh my god, that's how this movie ends? Is Munchie a terrorist?
And get ready for the ride of your life.
Thank you guys so much for sticking around to the end of the video. I really appreciate when you do that because you don't have to at all, and it's just really nice. While you're here, feel free to subscribe because I have a few videos that I'm really excited about that should be coming out in the next month or two. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.